Brace yourself, sports and music fans, because every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Arizona time is go time. Introducing one of the hottest, most entertaining, and downright addictive podcasts you'll ever need. PD&J was good today. Hosted by none other than J-Dub the King and Pocket. These two dynamic personalities will keep you on the edge of your seat with their unique blend of humor, storytelling, and knowledge of sports and entertainment. And you know what makes it even better? They're live on YouTube and Facebook, so you can join the conversation and be a part of the action. We're always on the lookout for awesome guests to join us on the show. So if you think you've got what it takes to hang out with J-Dub the King and Pocket, then slide into our inbox at J-Dub the King. That's JDUBBTHAKING. And let's make some magic together. So what are you waiting for? You don't want to miss a single episode. See you on Wednesday. Brace yourself. Don't miss out on the exclusive limited edition You Gon' Know Me t-shirts. That's right, You Gon' Know Me t-shirts are now available. Be sure to reach out to J-Dub the King to secure your very own t-shirt today. You can contact J-Dub the King via social media at J-Dub the King or through email at jdubtheking@gmail.com. But that's not all. While you're at it, make sure to keep up the hype by streaming the hit single You Gon' Know Me by J-Dub the King featuring Yuckmouth and Drew on all major digital platforms. Let's keep the momentum going. Hey you. Me? Yes, you. What up? Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Hell yeah! GLM Designs can help you with just that. Word? From laptop skins? You lying! Promotional flyers? Yo, son! Promo videos? I need that! OBS Twitch overlays and backgrounds. Hey yo, let me get that! Professional one-sheets and so much more. Oh my god. Please visit our website, I'm on it right now! GottaLoveMeWorld.com today to check out our designs. Got it! Follow us on social media at Gotta Love Me World. Follow it! GLM Designs are here to take care of all your graphic needs.
What up, folks? What is up? Brand new Wednesday, brand new week. It's a brand new episode of PD&J. What's good today? I'm your host, Jay.
And I'm your host, Pocket. It's finally over, folks. It is finally over. So now can y'all go back to be friends, please?
No,
everyone.
some of them ain't. Some of them.
Yeah, they're being stupid.
Yeah.
They're being so stupid. Man. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about,
We're
you've
not
been
going,
sleeping under
that's
a rock.
later. That's later. Let's just go ahead and jump right into sports right now. Pocket, go ahead and hit them off with sports.
I don't even know where to go with sports, man. There's so much going on in sports right now. Football. Let's talk about them trades, man. What the hell? Way to go, Cowboys, to screw up a good season. Oh wait, your dad's turning, isn't he?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well, anyway, way to go. I'll wait for that. Just do this. We're gonna throw up the symbol, and then we'll talk about it.
Oh wow. Let's talk about football.
I mean, it's been a heck of a season
So far, I would
I'm really
say
impressed. I am really impressed. With this
I
season.
would say that some teams I'm disappointed in.
I'm just disappointed with
I'm going to say
Kansas
this.
City refs.
I'm going to say this right now. I'm disappointed in the Kansas City Chiefs.
No, I'm going to do the Kansas City refs. Because how in the hell on national TV you got them calling out, oh, man, he moved kind of early. I guess that's okay, though. What? And guess what? That was the ball get to the goal line. And the next play, touchdown. So come on.
I'm tripping at your shirt right now, bro. What the fuck is going on with your shirt right now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you part of the Illuminati I didn't know about? I thought you was my brother. You would have told me about this.
What?
Well, you couldn't, but you would.
No. See, that's a trick question. That's a trick question because I can say, no, I'm not. You're like, well, you're still not telling me nothing, but you're wearing a shirt.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, come on.
And I can say no comment, And then people like, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
You don't defend yourself, especially in this day and age. You don't defend yourself or speak for yourself. You're automatically guilty of whatever it is people say you are. Oh, that's almost a part 2 of last week, isn't it? I ain't going there.
No, we're not going there. We're not
gonna do it.
No, we're not. So,
but you know what, man? Basketball season kicked off.
oh, what an unbelievable NBA season right now. How the Cavs are undefeated right now.
I was talking about college actually, but yeah, let's talk about NBA. Let's hit the NBA real quick. Man, the Cavaliers undefeated. I mean, the thing is, you think about it last year, didn't who was the start off undefeated? Didn't even make the playoffs last year.
Oh Lord.
So starting off undefeated doesn't mean anything unless you do like the Warriors go 26-0.
It was Orlando, but we're not talking about
Oh wait, did they make? No, they didn't make the playoffs.
No, they didn't.
And then their star is out. Paolo's out for a while.
Yeah.
He was having a monster year to start.
It's an unbelievable day for sports. But what I am going to do, I can't hold it no more. I can't. I'm just going to go there. Shout out to Mayo Clinic of Phoenix. Those that are tuning in and that's watching that know me, they know what's been going on. It's go time. It's go time.
Remind me to fix the lag because this is ridiculous.
It really is. And it's been getting worse every week.
I'm wondering.
I think it's StreamYard.
Let me see the. All right, can you see us now?
There we go.
Bingo. All right.
So I said all that for nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
That was a practice run.
Okay. What up, folks? Welcome to a brand new episode of PD&J. What's good today? It's brand new week, brand new Wednesday. I'm your host, Jay.
I'm your host, Pocket. We had a dry run. I know y'all were just enjoying the logo.
I thought we were live.
We are live. I mean, I'm not a clone. Are you a clone?
Did you see what Elon Musk looked like? Oh my God, I swear to God, he looked like he was a clone or a robot of some sort. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him that day. Like, did he not get his injections or something? Like, what was up with him?
He was so graciously ungraceful. He is what he was when he did it, how he did it. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that.
Oh, we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. But you know what? Well, I'm glad it's over.
Me too. I will tell you this.
I'm just glad that the phone calls is over, man. Phone calls and text messages
and the mails.
What are you ringing my doorbell, banging on my door?
I will say this though. I will say this. Out of everything that's transpired in the next over the past 24 hours, the one thing I am disappointed in, I really am, has nothing to do with the presidency.
Has nothing to do with the presidency or with
who was elected president. It really doesn't have. What I'm disappointed in right now, and I'm going to be completely honest with you with, there's an unbalance in power right now.
An unbalance. Explain that.
The Republican Party holds the Congress. That means they hold the House, they hold the Senate, they hold the congressional, they hold all of Congress right now. I have a problem with that as an independent. I would like to see more of a balance in power.
Well, blame your Democrats that were there.
They didn't campaign correctly. That's the only thing.
It's more than them not campaigning. It really is.
I'm not even talking about federally. I'm talking about locally. None of the Democrats did what they were supposed to do. Like, truth be told, and this is what I told everybody, me personally, I would have liked to see a Republican House and a Democratic Senate. Didn't matter who was president. To me, Republican House and the Democratic Senate would have had the checks and balances in place to have a balance between Congress to where we have possibly could have had a balance in legislation.
I don't know. I'm gonna wait. I'll put it this way: I'm waiting to see I'm waiting to see the first 6 months.
True, very true. The only reason why I say that about having a Republican House and the Democratic Senate is in the aspect of the Republican senators alone. Certain senators, I feel, have too much power and influence. Same thing with the Democrats with the House. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if I could have had a Republican House and a Democratic Senate, as far as seats, or depending on who it is, there would have been a balance.
My whole thing is, I believe there still is a balance because there's no more of the super radicals. Because a lot of the old heads did not get voted.
True, but a lot of MAGA, not Trump, but MAGA extremists. And there's a difference between the two.
Well, actually, no, not.
There is a difference. In my opinion, there's a difference between a Trump supporter and a MAGA supporter.
Because they believe in that phrase, make America great, and what it takes to make America great again. In case somebody doesn't know what MAGA means, because there's probably still 5 or 6 of y'all out there. What that basically means is they are under the impression to make America great again means we got to go back to the 1700s.
Exactly.
Now, if you're a Trump supporter, and what's funny, me and my wife have been talking about this to each other.
He flipped a lot of motherfucking people. A lot of independents, a lot of undecided, a lot of Democrats and a lot of black men.
That's wrong. That's actually not right. That's where you're wrong at. The increase was the Hispanic men.
A lot of
That's
the
where the
increase
increase
was
was.
the Hispanic men too.
That's where the biggest
But my
increase
shift
was.
had turned when. Here's the fun fact for you, and we've actually talked about this in our meetings. I don't know if we talked about this on air, but we did talk about this in the meetings where I told you how Trump is going after the undereducated white man, the hillbilly, the hick, the redneck, right? I said that, right? In Georgia, for example, they did an exit poll. I'm not going to say undereducated. I'm going to use the term of what they use on CNN. Non-college white folks in Georgia, 81% voted for Trump. That killed me. And then on top of that, I look at the 2020 election
2016
and 2016 election. I look at both of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
The states of what Trump did not get in both of those past elections combined, he got this election. He got this election. The blue wall is no more.
Because they basically
the people have spoken, and it hurts. It hurts me. Not for the presidency, not in the presidency, House, Senate, Congress. That shit hurt me as an independent. There's no checks and balance no more. Come January 6th, we as Americans, and this is just my humble opinion, we're opened up to whatever's going to happen. Whatever's going to happen, whether you voted or not voted, and if you didn't vote, you ain't got to say some shit. But those that did vote, whether how you voted, I'm sorry. Y'all literally sent America back more than 200 years.
So how did they send America back?
I'm going to go back to what Washington said when he was in office, George Washington. There should be no party that should have absolute power.
But you didn't answer my question. How do we go back 200 years?
Okay. Great question. The Abortion Act. In some states, right now, it's not federally mandated right now. It's still state to state, right? There's 5 states that I can think of right now off the top of my head after last night and today's polls that, in my opinion, again, my opinion, it set women's rights back. Years. Florida for one of them. Florida
was the only one that I knew about. So you're saying 5.
It was Florida. It was Massachusetts. Even though Massachusetts has a Democratic Senate, I don't understand that. I think it was Florida. I know for Massachusetts, New York declined it. It was Florida, Massachusetts. It wasn't Pennsylvania. Wisconsin. It was It was a majority of them were southern states.
Florida, Nebraska, and North Dakota. Those are 3 no's.
Three out of the 5 that I thought. 3 out of the 5. Okay.
Everybody else was yes.
Yeah.
That was
and it was the southern states, right? Southern
Florida,
states.
Nebraska, South Dakota.
Yeah.
South Dakota is not net South, but it's called South Dakota.
Yeah. So you set women's rights back 2 years. Now, there is some argument that I can agree with based off one perception that I have, right? And hear me out on this. America didn't want to see a woman, let alone a black woman, as president.
She ain't black, so get rid of that. So,
Or a person of color.
Well, if that was the case.
A person of color.
Why did Obama get in? They didn't want a person of
Because
color.
Obama's not a woman. When you're a woman and a person of color, the odds are that. Hear me out on this.
I've heard you out the whole time and you've not said a thing.
Here's the thing about it, and here's the thing about it that made me realize that point. CNN had did a live interview with a voter from Cannonburg, Pennsylvania, the county of Williamsburg. And I had asked my wife about it. She said, yeah, it's kind of, whatever. This dude was live on TV, and the correspondent had asked him, well, who did you vote for and why did you vote for him? He said he voted for Trump. Correspondent asked, well, why did you vote for him? Without a hesitation, this dude said, not only do I not want to see a woman president, I don't want to see a black woman president. The correspondent turned around and said, back to you guys in the studio.
And that was set up by the media. So next.
You think that was set up by the media?
Set up, but think about it. The media put people on TV for what?
That was the only person that I heard say that, though. If there was other people that was targeted out to say that, and that was an agenda.
Because here's this. I was interviewed years ago for something that happened in the city I grew up. It was a robbery, and I actually was just walking by. Yeah, in Baltimore.
Okay.
And I was just walking by, and they said, "Hey, did you hear about the robbery?" I was like, "What robbery?" "Oh, at the bank." Da, 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 da. I'm like, "No." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, then they started talking to me about it. They're coaching you before you get on air. So they're not just gonna put you on there. Now, sometimes people go off script.
Yeah.
They'll go off script and then they gotta kind of clean it up.
Yeah,
but for the most part, like they knew what he was gonna say.
Well, the thing about it, the way that the correspondent, I gotta pull up the footage, but and you'll see what I'm talking about. The way that the correspondent tossed it back to the studio made it look awkward. It looked like the correspondent was like,
So here's what probably happened. He knew what he was going to say, but he had no idea how he was going to say it.
That could be the case too, but
because you got to think a lot of times, especially nowadays.
I've been interviewed multiple times, and sometimes I go off script and say some shit that I didn't. You know what I mean? Especially during the Cardinals draft. Mm-hmm. I've been interviewed 3 times on 3 major news stations for the Cardinals draft. And on one of them, I kind of fumbled. You know what I mean? I admit it. I kind of fumbled. The way that correspondent looked at, I didn't think he expected that
response.
Yeah, I don't. My personal opinion, I don't. And it lets me know that there's a lot of people out here, regardless of race, regardless of culture. And I stand on 2 things about this. One, Kamala's platform wasn't strong. And the tree that she comes from wasn't strong. You're under Biden's tree. You're not under Obama's tree. You're under Biden's tree.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go.
You know what I mean? So you're the vice president over Biden's administration. So a lot of people hold tout to that, and they look at that like, well, if you're under Biden's tree, you're going to do the exact same thing of what Biden had did, and we're not for that. And I agree with that. The other thing about it is I have to lean towards the aspect that a lot of people in America is not ready to see not just a woman, but a woman of color hold that over office. I'm gonna let y'all talk to Pocket for a second. Like I said, anybody that's tuning in knows what's going on right now. I gotta take a phone call. I'll be right back.
So what y'all got to realize, we want to talk about women of color, people of color, things like that. I'm going to let you know like this. America has spoken, and I don't think it has to do with her not being a female. Again, something that was mentioned in key. What was her platform? Can anybody say so? Other than, well, Donald Trump's going to set us back. Donald Trump is going to do this. What is she was at, and here's another one. Kamala was asked if she would change anything from Joe's administration. She flat out said no. So if you're not going to change anything of the current administration that you're quote unquote under, great. But here's the thing that I want people to understand. The poll day, what was Jill Biden wearing? A few days before that, what did Joe Biden put on his head? So what did he do? He gave the Democratic Party 2 middle fingers, not 1, but 2. He said, first of all, y'all alienated me and made me bounce. And guess what? I ain't supporting her. She didn't like me. She never liked him. If you think about it, she never liked Joe. She always never liked him. They thought it was a great pairing to set her up to get in the office. They thought they could just slide her in there.
I'm gonna tell you something that I think his name is Tim Murphy. I think his name. The problem with the Democratic Party right now is that they don't know how to appeal to the American public right now. They can't market to the public. And it showed this election. It really showed.
She had 121 days. That was not enough time to do anything.
It wasn't, but even back up.
I mean, letting you go.
Go ahead.
She had 121 days. That's not enough to do anything.
No,
the fact that she had the impact that she did
was remarkable.
It was because she was a female and she had the right people.
Correct.
Now, mind you, if she had the usual 18 months or whatever, like as normal, do I think she sort of would have won?
No.
Because she can't public speak.
Well, here's the problem with that, though. Not even that can she not public speak, but again, going back to Tim, whatever his name is from Fox, the Democratic Party, since Obama left administration,
They've been playing on color.
They could not publicly appeal to voters. The Republicans did a better job at marketing, at campaigning. Even when Trump went against Hillary. When Trump went against Hillary, and that's what I wanted to point out. Even when Trump went against Hillary, Hillary got the popular vote, but the Democratic Party did not campaign correctly to win the election. I think you actually hinted on that. She didn't go to the battleground states, the ones that impacted the most.
Really matter.
You know what I mean? This time they tried to focus their shift on it. The only difference is I'm the type of person, as an independent voter, the problem that I have with this election system, I'm not in favor of the electoral college vote. And the reason, and I've hinted to you about this, the reason why I'm not in favor of the electoral college vote is that when the electoral college came out versus the census that's out now in the United States, the numbers don't match. I was proved wrong within 24 hours. Trump not only got the popular vote,
he killed it. It was a close. Because people kept saying there's going to be a close vote.
I thought it was.
And remember,
I really thought it was.
Yeah, you said that. Remember, what did I say? I just looked at you. I just like
I
kept saying no,
thought it was.
It's not because
I really thought she was not only going to get the woman's vote, but I thought she was going to get the minority vote, not just based off her color, but in regards to what Trump did in his first 4 years. Now, keep in mind, when you have a sitting president for 8 years, you can't recover or resolve issues that you want to fix within the first 4 years of your presidency. We all know that. It doesn't matter what party you stand on. We all know that. Trump didn't get 8 years. straight, right? We know that, right?
First president since Grover Cleveland.
The people have spoken, and I can agree to a certain extent in regards to this current administration. I don't agree nor like it. And the crazy part about it, I saw a Mexican that voted for Trump explain the reasons why he voted for Trump. He's a small business owner, mechanic, landscaper. So 2 businesses.
I'm just leave that one alone.
Shut up. He's seen a decrease in his net income over the past 4 years than when Trump was in office. Now, keep in mind, he didn't vote for Trump in 2016. He voted for Hillary. And he's seen what happened over the past 4 years, and he voted for Trump. That I can respect. But when you sit back and say, I don't want to see a woman, let alone a black woman, in the Oval Office, I have a problem with you. I saw somebody in Texas that was a Republican turned around and voted for Harris. All right, you didn't get that vote. But hey, I understand the demographics. You understand what I'm saying? What I can't understand is the ignorance. There's a line of ignorance in this election.
So I'm going to ask you this question. You're pointing out of one side of this. So you're telling me that you're only bothered by the people that say, I will not vote for someone because she's a black woman or her woman of color. So you're not bothered by the people that only vote because she's a woman of color.
I don't have a problem that say I cannot vote for Kamala because I don't believe in her policies. I don't have a problem.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying you said you were only bothered.
I do have a problem with that. I do.
People saying that
a woman in office or a black woman or a person of color, a woman of color in office. Yeah, I do have a problem with that.
So it's both sides of the coin.
Both. Yeah, I do. Yeah,
because you only called out one side. You consistently call out that one side.
Okay, but both sides. Whether it's a woman of color or a woman in general, holding that Oval Office.
I've said it before. I don't care as long as I can align with your policy, or as long as your policy makes some sort of sense to me. That's fine. But if you have no policy at all, and
if you have that argument and that leg to stand on why you did not vote for Kamala and voted for Trump. Okay, I gave you that. But for those that were undecided or those that were the independent.
And the deciding factor was,
you know what I mean?
Oh, female?
Yeah.
Other female? Oh, hell no.
That part, I got a problem with that.
But
I really do.
But here's my problem is the same people that sat there. Here's what broke the camel's back for a lot of voters. When you had Obama, you had Beyonce, you had all these quote unquote big social media people. If you black man need to get off your ass and go vote for this woman, y'all being misogynistic because you don't want to vote for her because she's a woman.
You know what? I had a problem with that at first, but then I actually sat down with somebody and had a conversation with them, and it kind of changed my perspective.
There's no way you can change my perspective with that. The whole thing is being a former president, being anyone of any platform, you should not be pushing people to vote for a side. You should be pushing people to vote.
I get you.
That's the problem.
I give you that,
especially with the way people think nowadays. You cannot push them to do something.
But when it comes to the black population, we don't want to vote. Period. Let alone. I'm going to say it like this, and in the perspective of what it was brought to me made sense. Black men don't support black women the way black women support their men.
Show me where that happens.
I can.
Exactly.
I can.
Show me where
black men do not support black women the way black men. And here's the thing about it. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. And this is the key. Black men do not support black women the way black women support their men.
You said black men. Now you change it to their men. So which one is it?
No. So at the end of the day, a black man will not support a black woman, but a black man will support a white woman.
So black men don't support black women.
They don't support their own. Just like we say we don't shop at our own businesses. We got a problem with our own small business circuit. With black, we see it on social media every day. Oh, don't fuck with this company because this, that, and this. Black people own businesses and they're dogged and this, that. Black people don't support black people generally, period. But there's been a consensus out there.
Where's the consensus? Please show me this consensus because I'll pull up receipts for you to show that
any black woman that's watching right now,
especially
any black woman that's watching right now, whether you're live or whether you watch this syndicated, put in the comments as a black woman that supports your black man. Does your black man or your man of color support you the same way a white man would?
Same way a white man would support what?
Period. In general. So at the end of the day, what and this crazy because the past week leading up to this election, I've talked to a lot of women of color. Some of them voted against Kamala. Some of them did. I would say 30% of them didn't support Kamala.
Which that's a huge amount.
You know what I mean? But I've only talked to maybe 20, 30 women.
But okay,
right?
But the thing is, 30% of that is still a huge amount because
right?
of what they
That's
said.
what I'm saying. As far as Kamala, as far as campaigning, she did not get the black vote.
She wasn't going.
I thought she was going to get the woman's vote, whether white or black. And in certain states, it didn't show out.
Here's the reason why. Because you see, what I want you to understand is her track record in California of splitting black families is a stain that she can never get rid of. And y'all don't want to see that shit. But she's been doing it since she's been in the office in San Francisco. Go look at those families that are broken up because of her. Of the shit she hid, the shit she did. That stench is on her for the rest of her political career. She got to the highest office she can now. Now they got to find somebody else because it's never going to be her. The stench on her career is because of what she did as a district attorney in San Francisco.
Like I said, regardless of who you have as president,
now
a president is just a face.
Now,
as far as the House and Senate, I'm so disappointed.
Here's the thing: I'm not going to be disappointed until after I see what happens in the first 6
months.
I'm
so disappointed
because here's the thing: we've had a split
way.
We've had a split House. We had a split Senate for the past few years, and nothing was getting done.
Right, you're absolutely right about
getting
that.
Done. So
and
now,
the thing about that, it didn't. And the reason why shit wasn't getting done was because political views of who was sitting at that presidency.
Now I'm going to say the presidency. Pelosi. I'll say it again. Pelosi. I'll keep saying the name over and over again because guess what? She's the main culprit of shit not working.
Pelosi did a lot.
She did a lot.
She did not do a lot. No, she did a lot for the Democratic Party.
She did a lot.
I ain't
not
gonna lie.
Do a lot. She did
for
a lot.
The Democratic Party for it to be sustained the way that it is right now. It's now after the past 24 hours, the Democratic Party, y'all got a lot to reassess, to regroup, to reformulize, and to regenerate.
Now,
y'all really do.
Here's something I want to say that she didn't do a lot, because if she did a lot, they would have known how to cater to the people. If she did as her job was supposed to do, they would have known how to cater to the people.
That's why I said I would rather have a motherfucking house that's ran by the Republicans and a Senate that had more Democratic seats. Because who right now is the leader of the Republican Senate? Of the Senate, period. Mitch McConnell, right?
Well,
and we know he's on his way out.
Well, we got to remember he's the minority, but as soon as
who's the majority? It's still a Republican, right? So you still got majority.
Come
you still got majority of the Senate and majority of the House with legislation Republican backed. To me, let's put political views aside, because political views, I look at it like this. One piggybacks off the other. Each one has a good idea, and each one wants to piggyback off the one other idea to make it better. Republicans have good ideas. Democrats have good ideas. I want a balanced Congress. I don't give a fuck about the presidency.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Right as far as what I've heard, ain't nobody got any good ideas. They need fresh ideas.
That part too. So on both sides, we can agree. On both sides, so you're absolutely right. That's why I was in favor of the Proposition 140, and that shit died.
Well, yeah, because
in Arizona don't want to see independent.
It was like a 70-30 split.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I was like, wow.
I will say this. I'm glad Carrie Lake did not get into office. And I'm going to speak for you when I say I'm sure you agree with that too.
Well, the whole thing is I don't trust Ruben Gallego because he's just...
I don't trust near Willem.
I was like, I wanted somebody else. I really want somebody else to step up.
When it comes to the greater of both evils, I would rather take Ruben Gallegos over Carrie Lake.
It's just,
I don't believe in Carrie Lake. She went too extreme for me.
If I could have wrote in Mickey Mouse for that, I would have.
Too extreme for me. Like, she could have been on the Republican side as a conservative Republican and stood on certain views and facts that I can agree with, and you might have gotten my vote. But you went a little bit too extreme for me. And part of the reason why you went a little bit too extreme for me is, for one, the Abortion Act. Number one, the abortion. I do not believe that you can sit back and tell me that even if the mother's life is in danger, you want birth of that child and put into the adoption system.
The mother's life's in danger.
I don't agree with that. Hell, I don't even agree with this current adoption system, because the way that this adoption system is set up, it's set up for the kids to fail.
It's set up for kids to fail, but it's also set up for this. What do I want to say? It's not just a failing for the kids.
It's a failure for everybody.
It's a failure, yeah, for everybody involved.
For everybody involved.
Because not a lot of stuff is being disclosed that it
correct.
Should be, and vice versa.
And at the end of the day, if you stand by 1864 acts and laws, and you want to sit back and say, I'm 1,000% against abortion, even at late-term abortion when the mother's life is in danger, I have a problem with that. That's the only reason why I voted for Ruben.
And what's funny, so one thing I wanted to, Mel, I was going to say this earlier, me and my wife talked about, and we've been laughing about this, because it's been coming up a lot more, and it has been coming up in the past few weeks, is that people have labeled Trump the biggest bigot and racist and things like this. I'm just talking about Trump right now. There's a reason for this. And at what point did we consider him racist, right? And the reason why I say this, because there's certain people that he's helped. And I'm going to point to
I knew you was going to go to that. That's why I'm laughing.
So he put up certain families that couldn't afford to do anything, didn't ask for anything. He's I can't think of the guy's name now. Shoot, it's Richard something. The black guy who's a retired security guard. And he said when he interviewed Trump, he grilled the hell out of him. I mean, it was one of them interviews like
the dude interviewed Trump.
Yeah, the dude interviewed Trump, and he drilled the hell out of Trump, like to the point where you were like, damn,
what the fuck's going on?
Like, why is Trump even still sitting there taking this? And after the interview was over, he said, I thought, because he brought it back for a second interview, and this is the reason why. He said after that interview, he figured Trump would get up, give him, F you, try and cancel him and leave. What did Trump do? He went, no, he didn't sit there. They go backstage, and He says, "Oh, who are these people?" The guy introduces him to his family, his wife and kids.
Oh, okay.
He sat there. Trump had a conversation with his daughter, the gentleman's daughter, for about 20 minutes, and he said, "That's when I saw you for who you are. You're a family man. The things you're fighting for is for your family." And then he came back and he came back and said, "I wanted to bring you in a second time because I did some more research on you and I found out the truth about you." He was like, "What people are saying, you don't defend yourself, do you?"
There's no point. There's no point.
Because no matter what he says, it's going to get twisted.
So the funny part about it, I text you certain quotes I started seeing, right? Yeah. So here's one thing I didn't text you. Diddy or Trump gonna pardon Diddy?
He ain't gonna pardon him because Kamala's on that list. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come out with that way. I didn't want to leave.
Here you go with that spoof list too.
I don't mean to come out with it, but there's a reason why they didn't want him. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going on.
Oh, Trump is about to expose a lot of people. I do believe that. And I do believe that we're witnessing and experiencing history in the aspect of 1972 to 1976. Do you know what happened in 1972 to 1976?
Talking about the big revolt?
Not even a big revolt. I'm talking about when you had the first black woman that ran for presidency against Richard Nixon.
Let's say the first real black woman. Let's just say that it is the first actual black woman that you could tie her to black people, not somebody who was immigrated to Jamaica but with Indian parents and stuff like that. No, this is an actual black woman now. I'm sorry. I am so tired of hearing that narrative. It's been, even her own family said she's not, but people still want to say she's black. She's a person of color, yes, but don't live on the fact of calling her black.
In America, if you're a person of color, are you black or white? There's two shades.
I actually know it's not, because
there's two shades in this country.
Go look it up. Not anymore. It's more than two shades, bro.
There's
we're in the 60s, we're in the 60s, 70s, 80s. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
As far as social stipulation,
60s, 70s, 80s, 90s,
as far as social stipulation, you're either black or white. Till this day.
60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, you can say that. This day and age, you could be a chameleon.
Yeah, that's true, though.
So now don't sit there and tell me black or white.
I identify as a refrigerator. Fill me up. I shouldn't have said that. No, but
no, did he actually?
No, did he? But the thing about it, I'm looking at it like this. We had the first black woman before a black man. Black woman ran for the presidency and lost to Richard Nixon because America at that time in 72, after the civil rights movement, was still not fit to see a black person as president, right?
Because they already had one, but they lynched him. But we ain't going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. So Richard Nixon became in office. And we see how that happened.
We saw how that went.
Yeah. So as far as Trump, I'm gonna tell all y'all right now, America has spoke. And it's racist as a motherfucker. America is still racist as a motherfucker. I don't care what anybody say. America is still racist as a motherfucker. Because when you got black men or men in general
misogynistic
that are so misogynistic and racist, y'all can kill yourself. Second of all, I'm going to say this. Richard Nixon, there's nothing new under the sun. History tends to repeat itself. Richard Nixon got caught for Watergate. Y'all trying to get Trump on some shit. Y'all might be able to get him, but y'all ain't going to get him for what y'all want to. Why? Because y'all voted him into office.
Well, here's what
I told you that.
I watched CNN intently this morning because they were just speaking on his 34 cases and the federal case and stuff like that. They said
he ain't gonna serve enough jail time.
Well, that's not what I'm getting to.
Okay.
What I'm getting to is and this is something they pointed out, which I was trying to tell you yesterday, but you weren't listening. The state side, they went with the weakest charges.
Correct.
Because they felt that's what they could get him
on conviction. You want a conviction on his record. That's what they wanted.
Now, in saying that, like we all know, he's never serving time.
He's not.
He may get a fine.
He gonna get a big fine
if the judge is brave enough. Because guess what? Now you're dealing with the most powerful man in the United States. Which they tried to prevent. Which they tried to prevent.
But the people spoke. They tried to prevent, but the people spoke. You want this man in office. So guess what? Now law officers may be immune to prosecution.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because guess what? I want to debunk y'all with your whole trying not understanding that. What he's saying he's getting immunity from is them being prosecuted. Because what officers are worried about now is them going to be prosecuted. What he's saying is you can still go after the police department. He's not giving them, because think about it. If he gives the police, why would he give the police more power than he has? Think about that. Do you understand what immunity is? If you were to give the police the type of immunity y'all talking about, that means they have more power than him. That means they could walk into the White House and shoot him in the head and walk off clean. Y'all use your brains, y'all. Use your brain. Just like
the sheriff in Kentucky got off with murder.
He didn't get off.
He got off. They didn't convict him of murder, and they damn sure didn't convict him of murder in the first degree. They got him at manslaughter with time served. That sheriff is out right now.
No.
Sheriff is out right now.
Again with that, do we know all the facts? Hell no. So sitting there saying, oh, he's out right now, but we don't know any of the facts of that case. We know the facts of Trump's case.
We know some facts of that case. We don't know.
Well, we know what we've been told because remember, two stories came out.
Correct.
Two totally different stories came out.
So we don't know. And the trial happened in 5 days. The complete trial happened in 5 days. Unheard of for me.
Especially with a case of that nature.
Unheard of for me.
Especially for
I've never seen a murder trial
where you walked into somebody's office, apparently, allegedly, and shot them.
As a sheriff.
Means
you shot a judge.
Allegedly. All this is alleged. Because we don't know.
No, it's not alleged. He got off with murder.
He got off with manslaughter.
He got convicted of manslaughter.
He got off with manslaughter.
That judge is guilty. We both know that. We both know that.
His office was used.
Yeah, we both know that.
For some extracurriculars.
Yeah. So did the judge have to do what he did? As a father, yes. As a citizen, no. You understand what I'm saying?
You mean the sheriff?
Yeah, the sheriff had to do that as a father. Yes, I agree with that. Right? As a citizen that's on the jury, you're kind of guilty.
Not kind of, you're guilty.
Not of murder. There's mitigating causes to that. You're raping
mental
fuckers.
You're mental.
You're literally raping prisoners.
You're mental.
You know what I mean? So, but the aspect, and that's the thought of the community. That's the thought of Americans.
The thought of Americans is, okay,
I'm going to shoot a black man
he's
or a Mexican, and as a cop, I'm going to get off with it. And if anything, I'm going to do manslaughter. That's what's going on right now.
Yeah, that's just one case. All the public cases that have happened, that's just one. Where it was just two people of the same color.
Spy pocket. Fuck out of here.
So you gotta be honest with it. It's two people of the same color. So you can't really even bring race into that at all. There is the only race you got is the human race in that one. Because it ain't even,
well, at the end of the day, y'all,
it's over finally.
We have a new president. Hopefully, the next 4 years is the last time we got to deal with him.
I just forgot. The one thing I wanted to actually say. How y'all black churches feeling now?
Fuck all y'all.
How y'all mega churches feeling now? Did you get the money from Kamala to push her? You know?
Oh, I gotta go, y'all. I just got a text. Okay. This show's ending early, y'all. All right. No, we got 5 minutes. I can stretch it. We got it.
What do you mean?
Go ahead. My son's texting me right now. I'm sorry.
So let's just be what it is. Some of y'all have decided to separate from family and friends over a stupid election when the candidates, they don't know you personally. Saying I know, here's what got me so bad in the past few months. People coming out saying, oh, if you vote for so-and-so, I know what kind of person you are. Really?
Y'all closing friendships and relationships over
A vote.
Political affiliations.
And I understand.
And the political affiliations really don't have shit to do with you.
It's again, you align with the candidate that best fit whatever you were looking for. So if it was because of the color of their skin, them being male or female, okay. If they were because of the policies that you thought, if immigration, inflation, abortion, if that was your thing, okay. But at the same time, y'all need to go back and heal these relationships. I mean, Thanksgiving is a couple weeks away, y'all. Come on now. There's gonna be some loud, lonely households. Tell me, man, so-and-so used to bring such and such. I guess I gotta make it now. I wonder what recipe they use. I don't know. I'm gonna wing it. Y'all got to do better. You got for us to get better as a nation. We have to get better as a person, as ourselves. We have to get better as ourselves. You got to look within, change that before you can expect everything else to change around you. That's the only thing we try to say. That's the only thing I try to say. That's the only thing I try to live by, because that's the only way. I can't feel good if I'm sitting there talking bad about my brother. I can't feel good if I'm talking bad about my sister. I can't feel good if I'm talking bad about my neighbor. Because one, that means I must not know you enough, or I could be just that ticked off and I haven't gone to you about it. So if you've turned your back on your fellow brother, sister, whatever it is, relative, whoever, friend, best friend of 20, 30 years, 2 years, 10 months, if you turned your back on them, now is the time for y'all to actually go look at yourself and say, was it really worth it for me to lose a lifetime of relationship for 4 years of a president? I don't think so. Other than that, we appreciate each and every one of y'all.
I love y'all. Hey, salute to everybody that's tuning in right now. It's go time for my mama right now. I'm just gonna say it right this. My mom's been placed on the heart transplant list for the past 2 years. I got a phone call 3 hours ago. She has a heart. She's about to get a heart transplant. So I appreciate everybody that's out there right now that's been praying for me, praying for my mother, praying for our family. But I gotta go.
I'm gonna put it this way. I'm gonna ask something from our people that we really don't usually do this. I want each of you tonight, if you can. I don't know what God you pray to. I don't know what religion you are.
I don't care.
Let's say a prayer tonight. If you're up at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
What religion?
If you're up at midnight, and then do it again at 6 a.m. and then at 9 a.m. I'm asking for those of you that believe that has your faith, whatever it may be. I'm asking y'all to get into prayer with us all across this world, actually.
Our mother is about to go through a life-changing experience. Not only that, but again, I bring this up. Through this life-changing experience, there's a family that's mourning right now. So we want to keep them in prayer as well. We do. So I ask everybody, join me tomorrow at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, because I know the time change, right? So Mountain Standard Time, 2 p.m.
Eastern. That's 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Join me in a solitude prayer. Please, we need it.
And he said 2 p.m. But like I said, I want 9 p.m. tonight, midnight. I'm sorry, 9 p.m. Not forget the midnight. 9 p.m., 6 a.m. And then again on 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Appreciate everyone, each and every one of y'all tuning in every week with us. Yo, till next week.
I love y'all. Every last one of y'all. Tune in next week. We'll see you.
Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for?